Buffalo wing yogurt is disgusting, second only to pine tree yogurt. Jay, I couldn't agree more. Juxtabros has got to be the most fun I've had on a video we've made yet. It was an absolute blast. But anyway, dude, I figured, Scarecrow video. Scarecrows, for those of you who have never left the city limits, or watched The Wizard of Oz, or read a children's book, or been to a haunted house, celebrated Halloween, or seen Batman Begins. You know who you are. Literally the only way to miss all of those things is living on a farm, where there are scarecrows. But to complete my thought, scarecrows are these things that are put on farms or in fields to protect the crop because the birds think that they are people. That's not really the scarecrow point I really want to talk about today. I heard a really interesting thing pertaining to their purpose. The conversation I overheard was about how farmers relied on scarecrows so much to the point where if they didn't work and the birds got their crop, they were essentially screwed. So the point in the question arises, what is something that if failed in your life would drastically change your ability to maintain the status quo? This is a particularly interesting question to me because my scarecrow is extraordinarily apparent. As you know, Jay, but to those of you who are new to the show, I have a business that revolves around maintaining aquariums, and for the past 3 years or so, I've known about an enormous project that's coming to town that I'm pegged to have the contract for. And I know it's hard to believe, but it's actually a really big deal. In order to clean this tank, I'm actually going to have to dive in it. So for me, this tank is my scarecrow. If it falls through, I have to get a real job in a cubicle with no power tools. If I had that job, I would have to turn my cubicle into a tree cubicle, which could easily be confused with a tree fort. Which is good, because that's actually what I'm going for. It could have a rope ladder and a password to get in. What was I so worried about? I love tree forts. So of course, for my question of the day, Jay, what is your scarecrow? It could be a phone or a job, or for you, probably hair gel. Leave it in the towel section down below. Also, great news, Jay, there was a comment of the day on your video from yesterday. He was our very first Super Carlin Brothers comment. Good old Galen. Oh, Galen. Galen pointed out the need for Brogurt, which, as clever as Galen is, I feel like is a very obvious miss on your part, Jay. But that's all I've got for you today, Jay. I'll see you tomorrow. Man, Gert, come on. If only you had a brain.